I call Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's once again, you get to this point in the debate and you wonder how much more you can add to that which has already been said. But so I will start by saying congratulations to Wellington City Council, to the Mayor, the councillors and all the staff involved in getting this piece of legislation on the floor of the House. And most definitely congratulations to local MP Grant Robertson, who has been more than studious and advocating and getting around the House, around parties, to garner the level of support required. Not that I think it took a whole heap of arm twisting, Mr. Robertson, because it is difficult to disagree or to object to this piece of legislation. There is something that stands out as quite striking for me at this point, if I could look for a point of difference in the corridor thus far. And that is the fact that the government supports this legislation, the principles, the purpose and the intent. And why I say I'm astonished and pleased that the government does that is because green belts, town belts, reserves, public reserves, Crown reserves are all there, all exist within communities for the same purpose. They are there to promote the well-being of the people who reside in that locale. The well-being. There used to be a time when local government was guided, directed through the Local Government Act by well-beings and the need to focus on the well-being of their community, be it social, cultural, economic, or indeed, might I add, spiritual. And it seems strange that on the one hand, the government should say that we no longer need to have well-beings mentioned in the Local Government Act, but here today stand and recognise that the Wellington town belt is fundamental to the well-being, to the character, to the spirit, and indeed to the economic well-being of Wellington City. It would be nice to think, Mr. Speaker, that this epiphany, this realisation, this coming back to reality might actually permeate a little deeper into the thinking of the National Party MPs as we passage this bill together as a complete House, unanimously through to its final reading, and that they might wish to reflect on those changes that they inflicted, imposed and dictatorially handed out to the public of New Zealand through their amendments. There was no democracy about it at all. No democracy about it at all. Weight of numbers dictated against the overwhelming objection of local government New Zealand and all the National Party mayors and all the National Party deputy mayors and councillors throughout New Zealand who actually objected to it. This piece of legislation probably stands as an example as to why we need to focus on the well-being of communities. It is good to see that we are recognising that. It is also good to see that the purpose of this Act is very well, there's not a thing that we could disagree with in the purpose of this Act. The principles, I'd hone in on a couple, that the town belt should be managed in partnership with mana whenua. Being Atiawa myself and being very aware of the manner by which the land was obtained in the first place, it stands to reason that this is a just and right thing to do. That the landscape character of Wellington town belt should be protected and enhanced, including by recognising that it was the New Zealand Company's intention that the original town belt not be built on, but also recognising that there will be times when there need to be adjustments for the betterment of Wellington in terms of allowing building. The fact that this legislation makes it possible for more land to be added to is eminently sensible and in fact fundamental, because it allows Wellington City to grow its town belt as circumstances, as opportunity arises. Mr. Speaker, on the record, New Zealand First will support the passage of this bill, looks forward to working in the Local Government Select Committee alongside of our other colleagues across party, and looks forward to seeing the day when Mr. Robertson will get to see his bill read for a third time. Thank you.